What is up?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 40 of Crypto Morning News, and we're glad to have you folks in here. As always, this show and live is sponsored by you guys, all you wonderful people watching us, whether it's on replay or currently. We really appreciate all your guys' support and everything. And I hope you guys enjoy all of our lives. We have them all stored also on YouTube. So if you want to go to our YouTube channel, watch them there as well. If you're watching on any other platform, we have all our replays on there, as well as tons of videos and hundreds of hours of stuff that you guys can watch through. And we don't take anything down, so you can see our losses and our wins on what we thought was going to make it, what did make it, what will make it, all that fun stuff. And we're just glad to have a chance and ability to be able to chat with you guys about this. So if you
I
guys,
do want to say. Oh, I'm sorry.
1 second, I do want to say hit that like and subscribe button, and we're gonna get this started shortly. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cody.
Oh, I was just gonna say I've decided to just only accumulate quant and dot for the rest of this year. So, for example, every 2 weeks, half of my paycheck goes in the quant, the other half goes in the dot, and I'm just gonna do it that way because I see a crap ton of ROI that way.
Hey, there you go. That's Cody's plan. I'm just dollar cost averaging into all my positions. Just when it feels right, I'll just put some money into it. But I only have so much to put into so much things. So, but here we go. We'll get into some of the basics for you folks. Right now, the greed and fear index on the crypto markets is 65. We got up 1% on market cap to 2.45 trillion, 67 billion in trade volume, kind of flat. And of course, we got Bitcoin dominant at 53.6% and Ethereum at just over 16%. And of course, Bitcoin kind of coming back to the high 60K area. We got Ethereum back in around 3,200. We also have Solana holding the mid 100s level. We also have XRP coming back to getting close to 60 cents, but hovering around 55 cents. We also have DOT kind of going between $7 and $8. We have Chainlink holding the $15 range, Litecoin holding 85, and we also have good old Quant holding about 108, I think it was. Yeah, 108
The
in that.
fact that
No, go ahead, buddy.
the fact that it's got such a low trading volume right now, and the market's like kind of flat right now, I guess you can say, and it's still at this price, that's a good sign because, like I've been saying every live, when Quant dipped to $85 recently, it didn't even stay there to even be seen that it closed at that price on the chart. And it was only at that price for like 3 hours. So the market pretty much said, nope, $85 is too low for Quant. And pretty much the market's saying right now that 100 to 110 is fair value. And if that's fair value, then that's really good because that means the overvalue is high.
Yes, and I thought that was a pretty good signal that Quant is pretty much in a nice stable area for its price. I am going to do another crypto pick video for Quant. So I'll go over a lot of the things that we talked about over the past several months about Quant. But both Cody and I both have money in Quant. It is a large percentage of both our portfolios.
Oh, yeah.
We are
I have
putting our
$11,000 in.
Yeah, Cody's I think is like 50% of his portfolio.
Yeah, it's half of my portfolio, and Dot's the other half.
And mine's about 11%. I think it was 11% of my portfolio. Now, keep in mind, I also have Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, AdShare, Link, Dot, and Hedera, and Caspa in there. So I have a lot of other tokens in there, and most of it is really in Dot and Ethereum.
And people would say that holding only two altcoins is risky, but I don't like. Polkadot is an established project at this point. Quant is an established because they've been around for years, especially Quant. Quant's been around the longest, but it's just I'm very confident in those two, and I know having such large bags in both of those that I'll see well over. I did the math, and at my selling targets, if I sell Dot at $50 and I sell Quant at $600, and both of those goals hit, I'll be walking out of the bull run with like 150,000.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm kind of hoping Quant hits the price target of between 900 and 1200 that I am expecting it to hit.
I'm selling
But
it at 600.
and that'd be good. I would start taking profits around there, but I have a feeling it's going to hit around 1,000 or maybe a little bit more just during this bull run because you guys got to remember we keep talking about this, but this is probably going to be the last like really volatile and big bull run of crypto as the market will after this the next years will just be pretty stable because most of the people will now be in the market and giving it regular activity. Right now, I think there's only about 6 to 7 million people who are active really in crypto. And we're anticipating somewhere between 25 to another, maybe up most of 40 million retail investors just kind of piling in.
Speaking of retail investors, I was going to say too, with our economy is the way it is. You kind of mentioned the Tate effect before. People are looking for ways to make money, and people will eventually see crypto as like a money making thing, like that people already kind of do now. But next year it'll be amplified, and with how the economy is, and especially in an election year, you bet that people will start looking at crypto as like a way to make income.
Yeah, absolutely. And I keep telling you, the Tate effect is real. Whether you hate them or love them, whether you like the Tates or not, you have to admit that the effect that they have had on the mentality of young men between 18 and I would say almost up to 30, they're all looking at it and saying, "Hey, I got to make as much money as possible," and they're going to find ways and areas to invest in. And one of those main big areas, because it has the potential to make a lot of money, is crypto. And
And
let me
they've
tell
talked
you,
about it,
you're gonna
and not only
fall in
that,
it.
I was gonna say too. I was thinking more of that too, but more so of the economy side because at this point, people are looking for side investments, and people if people keep seeing crypto, they keep hearing about it over the years. Like we heard about it in 2021, we heard about it in 2017. People are eventually going to be like, oh, man, I because trust me, if people genuinely see they can make money, they will set aside money. And retail investors, people underestimate them, but more and more of them are catching on, and with how the economy is, they're looking for more profit.
Oh, exactly. Because this economy is going to be stagnation city. We're coming into stagnation. We are having more and more companies laying off every month. We just had Tesla announce 10% across the board. We had USB Bank lay off 7% across the board. We're having like small regional banks like PNC Bank. We have big banks like Citibank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo laying off massive amounts of
Dude,
people.
I'm even seeing retail places like bigger chains in my area. They're only hiring part time. Like a lot of people, like a lot of people aren't even hiring full time right now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of even my own business. I'm just really a small guy with my moving company. And I'm talking, I'm only hiring like one more person and they're kind of part-time. You're going to get somewhere between 30 to 35 hours at the most, but most likely like between 20 hours to 25 hours a week. Like that's only what I have. And what you guys understand is people are cutting back spending and they're turning their money to investments and savings.
Yep, I'm
Like
seeing a
right
bigger trend of that.
Absolutely. And like yesterday, for all my companies, I moved money to local banks for their CDs for getting an extra 5.5% here, 5.9% here, off of parking money in those banks. Now, if I'm doing that as a small business, I can only imagine what a business like McDonald's, Walmart, Target, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Hershey, Mars Company, all these big Fortune 500 companies, they're doing the same thing. And they're also mandating back to the office, back to work. And they're letting go of people without hesitation. You won't come in, they're gone. Like within hours, they're terminated. So just keep in mind this economy is not going to be good. They're going to keep touting that we have the lowest unemployment rate, but those numbers are kind of misleading because a lot of people that are technically unemployed are doing things like Uber, DoorDash, Uber Eats, some of these like contracted delivery companies, or they're just becoming taxi drivers. And I'll admit, I was a taxi driver 12 years ago. It pays the bills. You get cash that day. Like I was always making like this was before Uber really took off. And I was on, keep in mind, I was on in Daytona Beach at the time, but I was making like $200-300 a night as a taxi driver. Now, granted, it's all like I have to pay my own taxes off of it, but for working 5 days, mainly Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, and Sundays for airport traffic, I was making like, 1,000 to 1,200 bucks a week. I don't know how much that's going to cover nowadays with inflation, but people are going to that to get extra cash because it's quick. You get it cash and you get it that day. Most people were paying taxis in cash and stuff like that. So it's very easy to have that money. And you get tipped and stuff like that. And I could see more and more people going to those type of delivery and taxi positions to help, cover gaps in unemployment, because unemployment is like a decade behind. They're only covering according to 2010 money value. So they're giving people who are making like $90,000 like 1,800 a month. So just keep in mind there's a lot of that going on, and that's going to fuel a huge change. Now we will see stagnation for a year. I'm almost guaranteed we're going to see it for at least a year or two. I'm already seeing it in real estate markets. We have come to a grinding halt on the real estate market. I used to do like 1,200 flyers a month, and I'm only doing 60 in this area. And that's showing me that housing sales are down. Moving is down. Everything, and if moving's down, that means people ain't spending, people ain't moving, people aren't going to the furniture stores, they're not going to restaurants as much anymore. Because like a few of the local chains here that are locally owned businesses, they used to be busy during lunch, and now I can go in, and I don't even go in as much, and I'm noticing that there's like a fifth of the amount of people that were in there. Like you'd have to wait 5 minutes to get a seat. Now you can just walk in and just sit down, and you get your food within like.
And see, people are saying stuff like that will affect like the markets, and it can, but I still see us having a good bull run overall within the next year. Like that's not even just wishful thinking. Like it's inevitable at this point.
Oh no,
Because we had the biggest crash in 2020 for COVID, and we still rebounded.
yes, but what a lot of people don't understand is that the stagnation of the overall economy will push crypto to new highs, because people will want to put their money where it's going to be making money, and in a sea of red, crypto is going to be green. And people can exchange crypto rather than money for goods and services, because some people are starting to accept Bitcoin, Ethereum, a few other different cryptos. And it's only a matter of time before it really starts becoming mass adopted. And it's going to be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 4 years, even like Samsung, Apple, and some of the more mainstream cell phone manufacturers have built-in hard wallets into the phone. It would not surprise me.
I mean, shoot, some of the Apple products had the 2008 Bitcoin white paper installed into them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a way to where you could pull up the Bitcoin white paper on a MacBook.
Oh, I did not know that.
In the settings, yeah.
But getting back to the overall market, and just to let you guys know, like Cody and I just keep dollar cost averaging in. Cody has probably the better strategy for dollar cost averaging than I, although we're on two different spectrums. Cody just dollar cost averages on a set schedule.
I'm lower income, he's higher income. Yeah.
And Cody's is the best way to do it because he's not trying to time the market. He just is in the market. So he's probably, as a percentage, will make a better gain than I ever will, because I just wait till I see
What do
relative
you think?
good prices,
Oh,
I
I'm
doubt
sorry.
in. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cody.
What do you think about my strategy as far as just sticking with two of my coins, Quant and Dot? Because I mean, I'm very confident in those, but I mean, keep in mind, I'm not even buying Chainlink. Like, I'm just buying Dot and Quant. So, what do you think about that?
I think that's fine. If it's like
Yeah,
your portfolio has to reflect your understanding and your risk tolerance, and that's your risk tolerance, then that's what it is. Like there's really no right or wrong answers, but
they're
there are
both sound projects that move with the market. Yeah.
yeah, and they've been around a while. They have actual activity, and you can see the performance of the community and the businesses. So I think they're both sound projects. I like to have at least 10. But keep in mind, guys, we're vastly different on income levels here.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Cody, like
Because my
I
goal
pay
is to
my
see at least 100 to 150K.
yeah, and I think he can get there. But Cody is also. I want to keep this in mind, guys. Cody is proving that you can work a regular hourly 9 to 5 job or just a regular job and make it.
Yeah.
Cody is working a regular
It's
job and is
because
going to make it.
it's also too because of my situation when being able to live with my parents. That's key. But yeah, like even if you're not in my situation, like even you can still work and still DCA into crypto at any amount. Like that's just my view on it. But I'm lucky to be in the situation I'm in because people I work with at these jobs, like they probably like not bragging or anything, but they probably don't have. They're in school or they probably have a different situation, and I'm not saying that's a better spot, but I'm just saying like everybody has a different situation, and me, like I'm not in school, and my way out is just investing and fine because I found out that I'm really good at buying and holding and DCAing and just investing in general. Like that's just where my natural talent is.
Exactly. And we talked about this on our Sunday stream where if you work hard to sacrifice and build your investments in your 20s and early 30s, you will make it to retirement between 35 and 45. I mean, and if you are lucky enough to find a like-minded spouse to join you in that journey, you definitely will be able to make it. Because if both of you are on the same train, making the same amount of money and saving and living what the late Kevin Samuel said was the IKEA marriage, oh, you're gonna make it. Financially, you're gonna make it. It's impossible not to make it. It's a like you would have to make reckless spending as your main habit is as a way to not make it. If you live well within your means, like Dave Ramsey said, if you spend less than what you make and you always make an attempt to lower what you spend versus what you make, you will always manage to make it. You will make it to your goal. Now, most people take about 25 to 30 years starting from 20 to 50 to be able to retire with a comfortable amount and be relaxed. I'm just saying if you sacrifice a little bit more from 20 to 35, you will be able to retire by 35, or at the very least, pick a job that you don't have to stress about, that you enjoy going to. You like your coworkers, you like the environment, you like the company. You no longer have to pick a job because it pays the bills.
Yeah, it's like next year when I buy a car, my car is going to be fully paid off. I'm not even going to have a car note. And because I'm not going to have a car note and I'm going to be living within my means and I have a big cushion, oh yeah, I'm going to be living comfortably next year. Like I'm not going to have any car note, no debt, no student loan debt, no consumer debt, nothing holding me down. Just a paid off vehicle and a place I can afford to live. And that's ideal for me starting out at 24 years old.
Yeah, exactly. And I kind of want to go back over to talk about the real estate market real quick. There's no real general news about it, but it's just my observation of what's going on. So, and shout out to one of our followers, Aiden. I know he's in the real estate game. He's a real estate agent. He just got licensed this year and he's doing really well. So, if you are in the Northwest Arkansas area, give him a shout out, Aiden Smith. I forget the agency he works with, but You see him comment on our streams and everything at Smitty. So go if you are looking for a home or trying to get your first home, definitely give him a holler. He can definitely help you with that. And I keep forgetting for a while there, but also shout out to Crypto Dream. I know he's working like overnights, is probably passed out right now, but another one of our great supporters, and he has his own channel where he talks about how he's doing the 9 to 5 corporate, corporate grind while he's trying to save and invest and provide for his family. So he definitely go view his channel, Crypto Dream for Us, and on YouTube, and he has great videos with his mindset, which is definitely a good thing to go check out. But as far as real estate goes, like it's slowing down significantly. So we're not getting the FOMO buys anymore, which is what really drives any market is FOMO, fear of missing out. And what happened is that the rates are now climbing. I think we're back up to 8%, but really target wise, mortgage rates should be between 9.5% and 10% in this economy. They should jack up the rates a little bit more, knock out some of these zombie companies. Unemployment should be closer to 7 to 8% for us to have a healthy, steady growth economy. And what you guys forget is we've had for I think 16 years the longest growth period, really 20 years, the longest growth period of an economy ever in the history of the United States. With that longest growth is going to come the longest period probably of stagnation. Just be aware of that. What goes up must come down. Now, looking at the data, looking at the housing market and everything, the dips happen, but they only happen for like a couple years, 3 years at the most. Even in the Great Depression, once 1929 happened, you go 3 years after that, things were starting to get back to normal. Same thing now. I think it's going to dip. I think we're going to have a solid 18 months of stagnation city in the economy and mainly in real estate and the loans department. And unless if something breaks earlier, we're probably not going to see the real estate markets recover until about 2026 late or maybe 2027 in that area, kind of like spring of 2027. Because I'm looking at and it's like we're just dropping like crazy. Like we're doing like odd jobs mostly, not really big jobs like we used to. Because during the pandemic, it was like 4-man teams out like 3 times a day. We would have 6 to 8 trucks out sometimes, just doing huge houses, moving people, just even 5 miles down the road. Now we're moving people for work. They're traveling like 3 hours away to go to a new job or cross country to go to a new job. And the only people we're really using our services are those who are their companies paying for us. So I see, and as I canvas, I see more and more people moving themselves and not even buying U-Haul. I think it was Friday. Was it Friday? Friday or Thursday? Maybe it was Thursday. Last Thursday. I've never had seen a U-Haul parking lot so packed on a Friday. Like, not like with people's cars, but with U-Hauls. Like, it took forever to get the U-Haul zigzagged out of the parking lot because nobody was renting them. And this is a busy time, busy season. I'm telling you, people are just getting their friend's pickup truck and doing one load at a time. I'm looking in storage units where I'm unloading for a client, and I see people coming with like makeshift trailers, other people's trailers, like friends' trailers, gooseneck trailers, even like horse trailers that they've loaded up with their stuff to bring to storage. I think people are cutting back significantly on their spending, and that's where they're trying to save and make it happen.
Oh yeah.
And I don't see the real estate market recovering, which unfortunately is going to send massive waves through the economy because construction workers are going to stop, handyman, people who do inspections, who else? Carpentry, electricians. You have just general day labor that's going to slow down. The only thing that I think is going to remain busy is lawn care. That's the one thing I think lawn care is going to have a 2-year boom. So if you have a lawn care business or you're thinking about starting one up, the next 2 to 3 years might be a good time, especially with business and state contracts and bank contracts, because I'm sorry, not corporate, but a lot of the business real estate, the corporate real estate sector is going to crash and it's going to become bank owned, and they have to maintain. They don't have to do great maintenance, but they just have to cut the grass and not get fined, and that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you, you want to start advertising to banks if you have a lawn care company, because that's going to be a good place to get revenue and grow. I have some secrets to share, but I only keep that for our Patreon on the business. So if you want to sign up for the for the business level Patreon and consulting, join it there. I can help you out with starting a business or my take, and you can watch all the videos that are getting uploaded this week for that. But now, getting back to crypto and how crypto is going to also change that, and it's going to hurt real estate depending on how quickly tokenized assets becomes a mainstay thing. Is if Quant or some of the others that are doing tokenized real world assets, if they manage to make that a reality, or not a reality, but make it mainstream and get the platform going and get people on it using it, it's going to remove the title company out of the picture. So you're going to look at a lot of title companies going out of business. So that's going to be another hit, because that's like another $3.5–4 billion market that just disappear in a few months because of that. Which is why I have such strong faith in Quant, because if the big money's getting in behind Quant, then that's probably where I should park some money too as well with it.
Yeah, and that's why I buy Quant and Polkadot, because both of those are interoperability, and Dot has outperformed the Atom token a lot, even though there's some days where Atom actually has more volume than Dot, but that's seldom. But that's why I choose Dot over Atom, and as well as I only choose Quant over Link just because the tokenomics and how scarce the token is, and ROI. Like Chainlink can easily get to 100 to 150, maybe even $200, but I see Quant going to 1,000 and above. Even though I do say I would kind of want to, because at $600 Quant, I'd have about $80,000 on the table. It would be hard riding that up to $1,000.
Absolutely. And I also want to say this as well. There is going to be real world uses for crypto eventually. Everything is being developed. It's just that we have to get people to start using it. But once people figure out and physically see the value of the use cases, and they actually start using it for what these projects are trying to intend the blockchain to be used for, it's going to be a game changer to the economy. There's no telling where we're going to head in that once that starts happening with it. And with that change, though, a lot of traditional industries may go by the wayside. So just be leery of that, because crypto will even affect banking in some fashion or some form. I mean, it's already affecting the stock market with the Bitcoin ETFs, the Ethereum ETFs. So it's only a matter of time before more of the mainstream finance products are repackaged for crypto. I don't know if it will work the same, because I think crypto will
We're
be
already seeing it now.
Yeah, we're already starting to see it now. I just don't know if it'll have the same impact, because I think crypto will eventually become pretty stable, like kind of like some stability in between the stock market and the currency valuations. So it's volatile. It's extremely volatile right now, but that's only because we have so few people in there. But like I said, like I've been saying for the last year, the crypto markets are in the same place the stock market was in the mid to late 1800s, very new, not many people involved. And it really wasn't until I think like the 1950s when retail investors, 401ks, like they started bringing in everybody. And that's when the markets really stabilized and things started evening out. I think it's just going to happen faster with crypto. But you never know. We still could have maybe this isn't the last volatile bull run. I'm still thinking the bull run will happen in late 2025, but with the election cycle this this time around, I have a feeling institutional investors will pump the crypto markets to no end. So we might have an artificial bull run like right before the election. And I wouldn't be
I'm
surprised.
thinking by the end of this year. Oh, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, Tom. Go ahead, Cody.
I'm thinking by the end of this year, coins like dot will reach like $30, $20 to $30 is my price prediction for the end of this year. I'd say quant's going to be around 250 by the end of this year, maybe 300, maybe close to all time high. And I see Bitcoin like at 80, 90,000 by the end of this year, and Ethereum at like 5 or 6K.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That's what I see for the end of this year.
I can see it too, but my gut suspicions is just saying there probably will be some market manipulation, like starting around September, going into it, because a lot of you guys don't know. A lot of you don't know is that there's a very important. I think it was Title IX, which protects mainly women's rights. Biden just ended without like very quietly. Nobody noticed. It just
How did
ended.
you find out about that?
I was digging through the massive bill that he signed, like, and I looked at it. I was like, "The hell is this doing in here?" So it's either maybe people are right that Biden is incompetent, or there's something else going on because he had to have been briefed of everything in that damn bill. There's just no way. And what you guys don't understand is this a lot. This with the combination of Roe v. Wade being knocked down and Title IX, I believe it is. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Leave a comment or anything in there. But with that being said,
He's done for.
if mainstream finds out about it, if the mass populace finds out about it, oh, the Democrats are over it. This is like the nail in the coffin for them. But if they don't find out about it, which is most likely the case, they'll find out about it when it's too late. Or they could do what the Democrats know they're going to lose this election cycle. So they're doing stuff that won't present itself until the new president becomes the incumbent president, and then they'll kind of sway the political opinion onto them. And it's really not the case. It's really not the case right now. But what you guys gotta understand is with that title being taken away, that literally means women can't own businesses, can't have bank accounts, can't have credit cards, can't own, buy, purchase real estate, or in a lot of states, what is called personal property, which includes cars, equipment, farm equipment. So technically, as of now, the anyone can refuse, like the sale of a home to a woman, resale of a business to a woman, the start of a business, um, a lot of things. And we already have Roe v. Wade turned over, which I'm surprised none of them are really talking about it because they should have been talking about it from the beginning. And now we have new state legislation on a lot of things. Things are just going crazy. If women can no longer participate in the economy, if that's going to restrict women from participating in the economy. You're cutting out because it's not like many people believe the ratio of men and women is 50-50. I've been saying this forever. It's actually more like 33% men to 70 like 6%. It's like the rest is women, like 77% women. There's almost 3 women to 1 man in the world and in this country. It's like you don't see it because you're not thinking about it. But when you really start to people watch, you'll start to see it. You're like, oh my God, this is crazy. And if you take all of that out, what the hell is going to happen to the economy? I don't think whoever pushed that into that bill to get signed really thought long term the ramifications, because we're going to have such a slowdown of just transactions, money, businesses, everything. Could you imagine a complete reduction? Like, just imagine the economy slowing down by 77%. Like, that's worse than COVID. COVID was only like a 30% shutdown of the world. Just imagine in the United States, 70% of the people not being able to participate in the economy in the way they are right now. What's going to happen? So now you leveled, and remember what we said a few streams ago, where women have a majority of the debt? That with that title being taken away, now they can't pay, they physically can't pay that debt back.
And now whoever marries him is responsible for it.
Yep. And now whichever guy is going to marry that woman will now be responsible for that debt.
It's crazy. That's why
That's scary.
that's why I love my situation. No, it makes me love my situation. I'm a single guy. I'm 23. I have no major debt. I have assets, and I'm keeping that up. Like, even when I move out next year, like, I might date women, but for the most part, I'm staying single and just focused on income and investments.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, what does this change do even for women who are widowed? Like elderly women who are widowed, obviously not going to remarry at that stage. That's a scary, scary comprehension. And people don't understand this is that this was quietly done under your noses, and nobody's batting an eye. I'm like, if now's the time to step up and mean the words, live free or die, this is the time. You got to do it. You got to do it, because it's like we're literally losing the democracy, and everyone's kind of like just like a frog in a boiling pot of water. And like I said, they'll not taunt you, they'll entice you with, I will forgive your debt. I will forgive your student loans. They'll put that little carrot. Never happened. Hasn't happened.
Hasn't happened at all.
Hasn't happened at all. We're coming up on 4 years. Hasn't happened. But here you are. You still got the debt. You're not paying on it. It's still accruing interest. If the signs are like, get out of Dodge, it's like, get out of Dodge right now. It's time to wake up a little bit and say, wait a minute, this ain't working out. And and at this time also, we have the record highest homelessness in the United States in the history of
Oh,
the
I see it
United
every day. I see it every day. Even here, even when I worked at Come and Go at the convenience store, saw a bunch of homeless people.
I'm telling you, we're going to be in a fight for our lives in the next decade. And if you don't just say, buck up, shut up, and get your shit together, it's going to be that time where it's going to be, I should have just got my shit together and found a niche to where I can go. I a lot of conservatives were pretty much right. You should have learned how to hunt. Should have learned how to do farming. Should have learned how to do all these things. Like this is now not like a joke or peacocking or standing on a soapbox. It's starting to become reality. And a lot of these titles that they're getting rid of and Roe v. Wade that they're getting rid of also affect minorities as well.
Yeah,
Technically,
I've seen
they could
somebody
tell.
actually talk about that how people will need to learn how to hunt and fish and do
Mhm.
all that eventually because the world's heading to shit.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, and this is kind of scary because I never thought like we would start going backwards in our policies that we like the rights that were enacted, but it's looking like that hand is ticking this way.
So I have an idea for you. You need to talk about what was on that bill on TikTok and actually show it, and I think it could go viral.
Yeah, I really need to. I have to go take a snapshot of it and then just discuss it.
Do it. Yeah, I think you'd get a lot of views for that because a lot of people don't keep up with it.
So the only thing that's kind of like the saving graces right now is that we got the election year and they're trying not to rock the boat too much. But if consumers keep tightening, the boat's going to sink and the real economy is going to start to poke through here. So just be mindful of that as you go through. It's going to greatly affect the crypto markets as people are going to move from traditional investment assets to crypto. They're going to move from real estate to crypto. They're going to move from trying to be an entrepreneur to crypto. They're going to move from stocks and day trading to crypto. I'm telling you right now, people are going to flood into it. And
That's why
now
I'm holding
is
my big.
probably the best time ever to just be dollar cost averaging into crypto, just nonstop, consistently, never ending.
That's what I've been doing for the past 2.5 years.
Exactly. And
I
there's nothing really I can't emphasize more than just keep trying to increase your income value, your income levels, so you can increase your investment portfolios. Because I'm telling you, all the assets you're going to look like nobody's participating in the economy, but all of a sudden all the assets are at a level which nobody can buy. Go ahead, Cody. I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off there.
Oh, you're good. I have buys and staking rewards from 2021, from 3 years ago. It's like I have a lot of older money in my portfolio that I've been holding for years from just working jobs and just working. All my paychecks, like you got to. I see it like this. It's like I see a paycheck as how much time did it take me to earn this, let's say $1,500 paycheck, and I see it as that every dollar of that paycheck was time put into it. And if you're investing money that costs you time, then you're buying time later. You're buying more freedom later. That's how I see it. I see every dollar as like an employee. That's why I work and I do what I do. I don't buy anything for myself unless it's necessities. I don't buy clothes. I don't buy Jordans. I don't have a car, so I'd feel like a lame for buying Jordans anyway. But it's like I literally just invest at 80% of my money. Like I use my Ledger Nano as my savings account. It's my bank account, my savings.
Yeah, and that's the way you should. And also, guys, we're about ready to sign off here because I do have 4 businesses I'm running out of this office: my furniture chains, my construction company, my part ownership in a construction company, my moving logistics company, and my cleaning company, and of course my portfolio, my rental properties. And today, usually in this next week, people start coming in, dropping off their next month's rent. Because a lot of them are early because I like to keep my rents low. Actually, I want to talk about that too. Um, because I know like there's a lot of gurus out there that are pitching be a landlord, own rental properties, but it's not profitable unless you are willing and know how to do the work yourself, like fixing holes in the wall, putting in new doors, putting in new countertops, putting in a new toilet, things like that, or putting in a new sink, just simple
You
things
see,
like
I don't
that.
know how to do any of those things.
And if you know how to do it, you could save a lot of money. But the main thing to save is don't leverage to get these rental properties. Even at 2% or 2.6% of on the mortgage, it is impossible to make money off your rental properties. You'll never escape the debt. Do what I do. I only spend I only borrow money for big projects. Like if I'm buying like a 50-door unit, like a small apartment complex. But if I'm buying a duplex, I wait till I find a duplex that's like $100,000, $125,000, maybe 150. Sometimes I'll buy one for 250, but I'm just buying it in cash. And if they want more than what I'm willing to pay in cash, I walk away. It's cash and carry because now I have the full equity position. I'm not passing the cost of the mortgage on to my tenants. I'm only incorporating the cost of the taxes, which allows me to have duplexes that are 950 for a 3 bedroom with a 1 car garage, while everybody else has to charge 1800. And they have vacancies. I don't because and I have mainstaying tenants. I got 10 tenants that have been with me since 2022 and have no intention of going anywhere because I don't raise up the rent. They keep my property in great shape. One, I even give an extra $100 off a month to cut the grass on both on his unit and the unit next to him. Like
That's a
that's how
good deal.
that's how you want to do it. And I make money. I make a profit, but I'm not making an egregious profit. I'm not sucking the life out of my tenants. I don't ideally I know that they're here to save and try to get their own house. That's perfectly fine. I don't if you're not a forever tenant, that's okay. I'm okay with that. But if you want to sit there for 5 years, I'm okay with that too. I don't raise the rent. My brother doesn't raise his rents on his properties. That's because we try to stay fair and equal, and we don't cash out our equity. We just let it sit there. Why? Because my cash out comes in another 30 years when I'm slowing down and I'm getting ready to kind of go into my golden years. I know I don't look it, but I am 40. So my plan is by 70, I will probably start to liquidate my properties. That would be the time I win. Not now, not taking a loan out at 5% because I want to get $150,000 of equity out of property and then level the damn thing with debt. No. We're operating debt free, no credit cards, and as of this month, I paid off my last business credit card and I cut them all up. It's cash and carry. I have one card which I use for emergencies if I need to fix something right away, or God forbid, I'm out somewhere, I can't get a check to a business that I have to pay for damages for. I can just give them my American Express, and then I make sure I pay it off as soon as I get back to the office. That's it. I'm not having all these cards. I'm not managing points. I don't care. No debt is good debt. That's how I'm moving forward from that. And it may take you guys a while to buy a rental property with cash only, but I suggest, especially if you're in your early 20s, to build your stocks and crypto portfolios.
To where you can have a higher cash position.
Yes, and you can buy the properties you want at the prices you want because people move for cash. If I go and say I have cash, 9 out of 10 times I'm closing that like within 72 hours.
Exactly. And that's how I'm going to be next year when I move out and, crypto goes the way it goes. I'm going to have a paid off credit card, pay it off, rip it up, and just cash and carry. That's how I'm going to live for until 2029 because for those of you watching, my goal is like after this 2025 bull run, late 2024, whatever it is, I plan on only buying Bitcoin from 2026 to 2029 because of the next halving, and the next halving's in 4 years in 2028.
And I just want to let you guys know that the real estate market, even in this area, we have over 16,000 new homes into pre-foreclosure right now. 16,000 homes going into pre-foreclosure. That's a lot of homes. And that's just this area. I can only imagine what it is for the country. That means they're not yet in foreclosure. They can still negotiate with the bank. They're still they're just holding on. The people are just holding on to their house, which means in about 12 months, we'll see a spike in foreclosures. It's coming. Trust me.
You said 16,000 homes in Northwest Arkansas?
Yes. Just added for the month of April to pre-foreclosure.
That is insane.
To pre-foreclosure. That means that doesn't mean they're in foreclosure yet. They're not in trouble yet, but that means they're like 30 days behind, 60 days behind. Maybe a few of them are 90 days behind. So they're getting ready. The bank is preparing to go to foreclosure, but they still have the negotiation phase where they need to be in negotiating terms for the next couple months. They have to have that. I think it's a 90-day period in Arkansas. Some states have a 2-year period where they're allowed to negotiate. Most people just ignore it, don't pay the mortgage, stack the money, and then they move out. That's usually what most people do in that situation. And believe it or not, guys, if you get foreclosed on, it only takes about 7 years to recover from it. So people in their 30s who are good with money, that maybe the house went underwater, they have to foreclose, they lost their jobs, they know that, hey, in 10 years, my life is going to be better. Foreclose now, move out, take the hit now, and then reestablish in 10 years. Some people are going to do that. I'm just letting you know that the economy, like what's being reported and what's happening, are two vastly different things. And with that said, guys, I'm going to check out because it is past 11 and I do need to answer a few emails, leads, calling some clients back, things like that. So with that said, guys, I really appreciate it. And you guys, if you want to show us some extra support, we do have a Patreon. If you'd like to join the Patreon, there's a couple levels. You can do our $5 support value, and you get access to all the early videos, the stock picks and crypto picks, and any other videos that we may post. Will get posted on the Patreon first for no less than a week, but sometimes I put them on a month or two in advance on there. And as always, we also have the business. I'm sorry, it's not $5, it's $3. So I just want to make that clear. So it's $3 per month. We also have the business ownership consulting. If you think about starting your own business, or you're having some struggles in your business and it's not a yearly commitment, you can sign up for 1 month, watch all the videos, chat with me for twice a month, and be done with it. But I'll help you set up a business, help you navigate some of the pitfalls, go through a lot of the mistakes I had with my previous businesses and why they failed, things like that. But we always do appreciate all your support and everything. And just watching the video and liking and subscribing to us really helps us out. And we really appreciate that. So you can also follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook as well. And we are on TikTok as well under Simply Investing 60. So you can look us up there, watch our videos there. We do some nice, some long content, some short on there. And, give us some support there so we can get back to 1,000 followers so we can have that be part of our daily lives. But with that saying, thank you so much. Really appreciate having you guys here. Stay safe out there. Never invest your nest egg in a moonshot, and always do your due diligence. With that said, guys, I'm checking out, and I'll see you guys later.